Hi.
Hi, hi everybody. A new podcast from Lailani and me.
How to break the mirror and the repeated cycle.
Yes. And the last time we finished to talk about the truth, to speak up, that it is like a detoxing, a detox feeling of body, mind, and emotions, and also that you can start to create a family. We stopped with this the last time.
Yes.
And it was so nice. It was so lovely because if you speak up and you tell your truth, you find people that have or they were in the same situations or had the same issues or patterns or whatever. And today we want to talk a little bit about the repetitions of the stress we have inside after abuse, manipulation, or whatever, this kind of narcissism. Um,
Narcissistic behavior, because that's
yeah,
what you find your tribe.
yes,
When you said the truth shall set you free.
yes,
And that's something you also got to practice. But so stop hiding, because what do we do so often? We hide. And then we don't, how do you attract people? Like you said, we find our tribe, we find our people by speaking the truth.
yes,
And that's something that we have to practice though too and learn.
yes,
The truth is actually easy and lies are complicated.
yes.
So is narcissism and so is abuse.
Mhm. And the other thing is that if we start, because to be in narcissism is loneliness a lot of time. You feel so lonely and like the last person in the world, forgotten and everything. And to speak up creates family again because you find the people, they match to you better than the old stories. Um, but but also it helps us because it's sometimes it's not so easy that you build up something new. You think, oh, I'm out, I'm better, I'm brighter, I'm beautiful, I have a new yeah, maybe a new family, new friends, but we forgot sometimes the body, and the body is so full of the stress, and we think we are good, and then there is one phone call, or you open up and you think, oh, what is this, and the letter and the stress, your body is recognizing the stress. And it's like the trauma bond I always talk about, because this is a very big thing, a trauma bond. And trauma bond is not only possible to the other person, it's also possible that you have still a trauma bond to a situation, to the pain, the fear, the stress you had. And trauma bonds, they need to be cut every time a little bit more. And I think you know what I mean.
Yes, like
And
we were just talked about this. I get a
yeah,
phone call right away, even though you think you buried it or you're healed from it. No, it comes up real quick. There comes a
yes,
real quick, like, what happened now? What went wrong again? Did someone do something? What did I do wrong? I think that's the biggest thing, that by hiding, we
mm,
hide this because we always think the other person is so perfect. And the other
mm,
person doesn't think that. Nadine and I were talking, and I got a phone call. And right away inside of me, I'm going to tell you guys, everything started going
you
up like, what
stopped
happened?
breathing. You stopped breathing.
I stopped breathing. I really did.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yes. Yes.
And then I had to breathe, listen to it.
Yes.
And then I told you about it.
Yeah.
And then I felt a lot better.
Yes.
And but I would say my old reaction from back then would have been to not say anything and to try to hide it and not talk about it and just that, oh no, they won't understand, or they're going to think, not my kid, or they're going to think of me differently. But when, now I say it, I tell it, I speak it, and then you notice everybody's there to help. And then all of a sudden, everybody that is like, oh my gosh, I feel like that too. I didn't know you feel like that. And all of a sudden, a release comes, and you're like, oh,
And
the truth shall set you free.
Yeah, because at the same time you release this trauma bond. You release this old stress, and you release the reminder that you think about it again. What happened? And it happened again and again and again. No, here it stops. And yeah.
Yes, that's how I felt. I literally stopped breathing. And then when I was like, okay, stop, release it. And it's not that big of a deal. It's only as big as we make it. And so often in that narcissistic pattern that we've been put through, our mind we've been made so small, and we've made everything else on the outside so big. And we've made everything else count so much more than what's going on inside of us. Yes. And we've made our power so small inside and gave the outside all that power.
Yes. Yes.
And that's what we got to get back, or we get back by speaking our truth and being completely honest.
And release it. And in releasing the stress, the fear, has no power anymore.
Yeah, that's how it felt.
Yes.
That's how to release that, and to know, and then to know that it's okay, this journey, because that came up real quick. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do? And then I remembered, okay, I have the tools. Breathe, like you said, release it. Tell someone, speak about it, and say, hey, this is bothering me right now, or I don't like the way that this was going, or that situation wasn't even like that. Like the situation that was stated to me or described to me wasn't even how it occurred.
Yes.
So to go and clarify that. And with clarifying too comes clarity, and and I love the breathing, because there's that saying, you can't see your reflection in boiling water.
Yes.
What happens when that fear starts rising? That's how I felt. Like water was completely boiling. It was all over the place. I couldn't really see a clear reflection. Yes. And when I took a breath, calmed down, listened, I'm going to use this, listen to the message, I realized, oh, the situation isn't even, she was not part of that. It wasn't even described like that. Yeah. And let's establish some clarity. Let's bring some clarity in the situation. Let's bring, let's calm the waters, because there was a wave that's where my body went. It was like a wave.
I think like a wave is coming.
Yeah. And then I was like,
to you. Yes.
Breathe. Let's calm the waters, and let's bring some clarity into that and release that, because it's not as big as I made it in that moment to seem.
Yeah.
And we can release that and that's another layer that gets to be shed.
So it is.
And shed each time.
With the breath work, or only breathing, it's a very, very, very good tool to release the body things, all the stress you have in your muscle, in your bones, in your blood, in everything, in your face, in your heart, it could be in your knee if you want. It is like this. If you remember stress in your body, it doesn't matter where it is, with the breath, you can release it. And like you said, normally it starts to happen that you create peace again. Peace and release.
That's, I
Peace
love
and
that.
release and peace.
And release and flow, because what do? What did I do? I tensed up.
Of course.
Like you said, like water, like when you put a dam on a water and you tense up and the water starts stacking. And when you open that up, you release and it flows. And it's a flow, just like in our body. What does stress cause? What does that cause? Has tension. And when I took a breath and I released it and I said, okay, everything started to calmly flow again.
And the point is that nobody needs to wait until you have such a situation. You can work with it earlier. If you have an evening and you can lay down on the sofa or wherever, or outside in the terrace or in the garden, and you think, I want to check up how I am. If I feel really good, or if I only think about the situation, there is some stress, then you can work with your breath on it. You can breathe deeply in your stomach, in your heart, but then also in the point of your body where is the stress stuck in there, and you can release it. Because with the breath you are like a new bottle or a glass, and you can get something new inside, because you make room, you make the space for yourself, for your energy, for your heart, your emotions, everything. And if you need to cry, or if you have the sensation, I need to scream, then find a place where you can let it out, and then come back and breathe again. But with taking your breath, you take again your space, and you lose it in the situations of narcissism, abuse, manipulation. You make yourself small, you close your lungs, you close your emotions, your energy, your body, everything. And with the breath, you open up again and you take your space. You are important. That's it.
You are important. And it really does. Breath is so, because you mentioned that you're like, I stopped breathing. And when you said that, and you can do that, or I do it in the morning, I check in with myself, or right now in this situation, I was like, what am I feeling? You know what came to me? What you had said a while back when we had done a seminar together.
Yeah.
And this just came to me because this helped me when I was in the car driving, because so often it comes out of nowhere, and we are not at home, or we're somewhere.
And you taught me this. Think about it. It comes, it smells like a car accident, like boof.
Yes, like a number that pops up, or like you said, what helped me a lot, even when you're in a conversation with someone and you can feel yourself tensing. I mean, you probably won't do this, but I've done this in the car before. I've done that. Nadine has taught, like, to the knocking, the
tapping, the tapping with the emotions. Yeah.
I start tapping right here. That just helps. Like, I have done this. My kids know this. So my kids, I teach them this too. When you're in a stressful situation, something comes up, tap it out. So it doesn't stop. It's this, for me, it feels like it's releasing something. Again, I let it flow.
Absolutely.
Breathe, tap it out, and automatically you're on something else. So you're not focused that, and you're releasing something. Also, what you said in that seminar we did a while ago, she said, and I've told, again, everything I teach my kids, and they actually have used this when they're in school or anything, or if I'm talking, I draw like an 8. I draw an 8, like I do this when I'm and I'm nervous, if you're getting something, and no one will notice this. I draw an 8 on my palm. Almost like the infinity sign, the 8 sign. Or I tell the kids, if you're, in school and you're anxious, start drawing on your paper.
Yes.
Just draw an 8 on your paper and keep doing that circle. And that movement releases something. And I'll just breathe and keep doing that, with my thumb or anything. You can just do it in the palm of your hand.
Nobody sees
it's
this
like
point.
nobody sees it. And it really does help. And just in that second, bring you back and release and bring a little peace. And then let's go.
Then it's better. During you were talking, I was looking for the page from my book, because I talked about a little exercise about breathing. It's 165, page 165. And there I explain a little bit that breathe in is also receiving, and breath out is giving. And this is also a very important point in this kind of situation, that you don't receive anymore. If you stop breathing, you can't receive. Even a helping hand, you are not open anymore. And if you, I also wrote it, that we breathe every day 23,000 times a day. Imagine how many times we can release something and also go into the circle of receiving and giving. This is a gift of our breath. Because if you think in an unhealthy relationship, normally we are the giver. We give and give and give. But if you think, how is it possible? I can't only breathe out. There is a point where you can't breathe out anymore. You need to breathe in. And this is a very healthy exercise, very easy, like you said, that nobody needs to know, nobody needs to see, like your 8 in the palm. It's so easy, but you bring yourself back in the present moment. And the breath work is fantastic for this.
Oh, I love it. And I said this, I say that to myself too. In my head, I breathe in peace. I release stress. I breathe in everything good for me and release everything bad.
Yeah.
And I breathe in and I breathe out.
So it is.
Yeah. And you feel this change instantly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Those are some quick points. That was.
So this is so important. If you feel that you have personally still trauma bonds in with your body, and again, it doesn't matter if it's with your own emotions, with fears, with a situation from the past, with a person or two persons, it doesn't matter. You can release it, but feel yourself. This is also a step in the way of healing. To feel yourself again, to feel how is my reaction, is my heart beating much more faster, or is it in my stomach, or is it here the pain, or get I headache or something like this. Feel it so you can release. And so piece by piece, step by step, you release the trauma bonding. And of course, in my book, there are other exercises, for example, with Archangel Michael, that you really ask angels to help you to cut these bondings. This is also very important. But for today, I think it's very nice if you work whenever you like with your breath. 23,000 times a day we are breathing.
And deep breaths. I mean, I feel like it's so important. So many people don't realize we don't actually take deep breaths to fill your lungs, and you can actually visualize it. That's a quick one too. So fill your lungs.
And hold it maybe a little bit. Hold it and then
expand and bring it in
it.
and release everything, because so often we don't do that, and it makes such a difference.
Yes.
So try that. Breathing, really breathing in and releasing.
Yeah.
Take it in and give it out.
Receiving and giving.
And giving. Yes.
Thank you very much. Amazing. It was amazing.
Always. Mwah.
Mwah. To everybody, we love you and see you the next time.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye.